The sweetest bananas and juiciest mangoes in the village came from Mohan's garden.
The harvest has been very good this spring, Basanti. This time, we can get a huge profit by selling them in the big market of Vijayanagar. What a delightful smell. Give me 2 dozen.
Give me one dozen bananas.
Give me 1 kg.
Give me 2 kgs.
Someone bought 1 kg of mangoes, someone bought 2, and some bought bananas. And then there was such an aroma that even Mohan could not stop himself.
It's mine.
What's in it, brother?
Buy some.
So, is it eatable? Can you give me a little?
If I give it to you, then what would I eat?
In return for 6 bananas and mangoes, Mohan took the payasam from the man.
Do you have more?
If you want more, why don't you cook it at home?
What's the recipe?
After taking a lot of mangoes and bananas from Mohan, the man shared the recipe for payasam.
Basanti!
Huh?
Basanti! Oh, Basanti!
Huh? Why are you so happy? It looks like you have made a very good profit.
Forget the profit. Today, I have savored something that has lifted my spirits, made my heart happy, and my soul truly satisfied. Wait, let me show you. Here I put the sugar, a little ghee,
Huh?
and some dry fruits. And the payasam is ready.
But the pot is empty.
But my mind is not empty, Basanti. I have brought all the ingredients to prepare the payasam. Just take these and start preparing.
But we don't have any wood.
I'll bring it quickly. A bear! Save me! Where did this bear come from? I made a mistake! Spare me! Not today, Mr. Bear, because today is my turn to eat.
Will you eat me?
No, Mr. Bear. I was talking about the payasam. This is entirely my fault. If I had not thought about eating payasam and not come to the jungle to gather wood, I wouldn't have slept. The wood wouldn't have fallen on you. It seems like my dream of having payasam will remain just a dream.
Payasam? What's this payasam?
Payasam? The taste of payasam? Ah! Wow. The aroma of payasam? Wow! Mwah! If you haven't eaten payasam yet, then you haven't eaten anything good.
And it turned out the talking bear was also fond of eating.
I also want to eat payasam. Will you feed me too?
But I'll need some more wood for that.
You only concentrate on the payasam. 100, 500 logs. I'll bring you as much wood as you want.
Okay. 500 logs would be enough. I can use them for the entire month.
So I will.
What? A bear? People invite their friends and relatives, and you invited a bear?
Oh no, Poor Basanti, what could she do? She started making payasam for the guest. The payasam was ready. Now they were waiting for the guest.
I can smell the aroma from here, and I can't resist. What say, Basanti? Should we taste a little bit?
Why not? But only a little bit.
As soon as the lid was lifted, the aroma of the payasam spread. And it became difficult for both of them to wait. They began tasting with a spoon, then moved on to a bowl, and then to a plate. And eventually, they couldn't resist and started eating directly from the payasam pot.
Oh no, we ate all the payasam. What should we do now?
Wondering how the bear would ever know the taste of payasam, they decided to mix the leftover rice with adulterated milk. Whatever it turned out to be, it was now ready. Both of them thought that if they wouldn't be home, how could it possibly matter whether the bear liked it or not?
Payasam!
Driven by the temptation of payasam, the poor bear arrived hungry and immediately began to eat. But how much could he possibly relish the payasam, made with the adulterated milk and a few grains of rice, and without any dry fruits?
Where will you escape? I will not leave you. After all the praise for payasam, what have you fed me? The day I'll find you, I'll teach you a lesson.
Oh no, our house!
This is the story of a father and son, Rajeshwar and Lakshman, who had never seen a city in their lives. After many days, finally, the day came when their wish to visit a city was about to come true.
Get up, Lakshman. All the chickens, peacocks, elephants and horses have already woken up and you are still sleeping like a lazy bone. Wake up quickly.
Where are you going so early in the morning, Baba?
Not just me, both of us. There's a big fair in the city. If you want to go see it, get ready quickly.
What? The city? Yay! We're finally going to the city!
All right, stop it. You keep dancing like this, we'll be late for the fair.
So sorry, Baba. I'll go get ready right now.
Our Pawan is my pride and joy.
Yes, he's my pride too.
Let's go.
Oh, what kind of people are they? Even though they have a horse, they're walking on foot.
Oh.
Oh, what have you done?
Baba!
Someone catch my horse!
Baba!
Son!
Wow! Horse riding is so much fun.
Yes, she said.
Pull the reins, pull them tight! Yeah! Got him. Now he won't run anywhere.
It's good that he stopped, Baba. Otherwise, I would have seen the city before you.
Look at the times we are in. The father is walking on foot and the son is riding the horse.
What to say now? These kids nowadays.
You are right.
What does it matter what people say? You shouldn't have come down from the horse.
It's all right, Baba.
Get down, come on, get down! The little child is walking on foot, and you yourself are sitting on the horse like a king. Aren't you ashamed?
No, uncle, you're getting it wrong.
Quite, absolutely quite. Don't say anything further. And you, if you try to sit on the horse again and make the child walk, I will teach you a lesson.
Oh, it feels like my back is broken. What strange people?
Rajeshwar and Lakshman couldn't understand anything. So the son asked the father to sit on the horse. And the father asked the son.
You sit, my son.
No, Baba, you sit.
I'm telling you, you sit.
No, you sit.
No, you.
No, you.
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 You. Okay, wait. We both will sit.
Yes, this is a good solution. Huh?
Oh, what trouble is this?
He is not the trouble, but it's you people. This poor horse can't even speak. At least understand his feelings. Look at him. He's so tired of carrying the burden of the both of you. Huh? Heartless people.
Forgive me, my friend. You have opened my eyes. We have done so wrong with our poor horse. He has borne our burden for so long. Now we will carry his burden.
Oh, wow. It seems like the horse is too dear to them.
Yes, I have seen a man on horseback many times. But this is the first time I have seen a horse on man's shoulders.
What has happened to him now?
Why is he behaving like this?
Baba, you didn't get hurt, did you?
Run, my son! My Pawan. Where has my Pawan gone?
Your Pawan ran off in that direction.
How will we go to the city now?
Just like Pawan went, let's walk.
What?
Kaveri lived in Vijayanagar and she owned a piece of very rocky land. She worked day and night to clear the rocks so that she could grow crops on the land. And her husband, Bridge, was the laziest person you could ever find.
Who feeds anyone while they're sleeping? Take it easy.
If you are now out of your dreamland, why not to go to the field and use the oxen to plow the land?
I'll plow it. Take it easy.
Kaveri luckily got a mango, but the sweet fruits of her efforts still evaded her. One day, as usual, when Kaveri was working in her field, then...
Sister, why are you wasting your precious efforts on this barren land? Why don't you sell it? Okay, let me buy it from you for 1,000 mudras. Is that too little? Okay, why not 1,500?
There is certainly something fishy about his offer. Why would anyone want to buy a barren land?
Kaveri's suspicion turned out to be true. Champak was a thief who wanted to build a tunnel from Kaveri's land to the temple to steal the jewels stored over there. Kaveri quickly thought of a trick. She said,
Brother, this piece of land has been handed down for many generations by our ancestors. There's a secret. All our ancestors' wealth is buried below this land. Yes, my husband has even found the map of its exact location. And that's why he's sleeping so soundly.
So you are not digging this land to cultivate it, but to find the hidden wealth of your ancestors.
Not hidden wealth, but a bountiful treasure, brother. But this is a secret.
Don't you worry, my lips are sealed. I had only come to steal the jewels in this temple, but now I'm going to get doubly rich with this hidden treasure. Come on, let's find the treasure. It's not here. It's not here too.
Not here either.
I dug up the entire land.
There is nothing here.
thus, using her wit, Kaveri managed to get the thief to do what she couldn't finish for so many days.
How in the world did this happen?
A few days later, the barren land had turned into a lush field with a fresh batch of crops. Using the profits from the first batch of crops, Kaveri bought a sari for herself, then a pair of earrings, and then, for Bridge, a silky soft bed. Now, there were many new things in the house, except for the house itself.
Oh no! What do we do with this house? If you have finished building castles in the air, do something about this house. It's creaking and cracking in many places.
Yes, I'll think about it. Take it easy.
Days, weeks, and months passed by. Champak came to Vijayanagar again. And on seeing Kaveri wearing fancy clothes and jewelry, he guessed that she had found the hidden treasure, which was buried in her field. Then, what happened next was...
Who are you?
Just a traveler, sir. I need some place to spend the night. I'll leave at the break of dawn.
The swindler had come in disguise. But that did not fool Kaveri. She saw the ring on his finger and immediately recognized him as the thief.
Please move aside, dear. Kindly wait for a while.
The thief was clever, but Kaveri was no less.
Listen, tonight we have to go to my aunt's place. Did you forget? She's all alone at her house. Okay, I understand. You are worried about the money and the jewels, right? Do not worry at all. I have hidden them so well in the walls of the house that no one will be able to find them except me. Come on now, let's leave. We should not be late. Brother, please look after the house. We'll be back in the morning.
Don't worry, sister.
Soon after Kaveri and Bridge left, the thief started his work. Poor fellow spent the entire night breaking down all the walls to find the hidden jewels and gems. But the only thing he found were rats. And ants. And tears rolling down his eyes.
My house, my precious house is no more. Now where will I rest? Take it easy.
This house had already turned weak. How long would the plastered mud have lasted? And to build a new one, the old one had to be destroyed. And it would have cost a lot to destroy an old building. You should be glad that the thief did all this work for us, free of cost.
And that's how, for the second time, Kaveri fooled the thief into doing her work. Kaveri's new home was built. The thief returned a third time to take his revenge, but in a different disguise.
Buy some bangles, buy glass ones, buy wood ones, buy one you like the most.
The ring. This is the same cunning thief. I have to get rid of him once and for all.
Sister, will you only stare at the bangles or will you buy some?
I have to buy many, not some. Just wait a minute. I'll be back soon with the mudras.
This time I'm not falling for any of her tricks. I'll look at it myself.
Where are the mudras? They were placed somewhere here. Can't find them here too.
Oh, so this innocent sister, fearing thieves, has hidden the money in the trees.
Oh dear, what shall I do? I can't find any of the mudras. Brother, I can't remember where I have kept all the mudras. Next time you're here, I'll definitely buy some bangles.
Why next time, sister? Here, you can keep the entire lot for free.
Kaveri, where is he going after giving you his entire stock of bangles?
To search for wealth in the trunk of the trees. He's the same thief. This time I've played such a trick that I'm sure he'll never return. He'll be dead before he finishes searching all the trees.
He would have if there was one. Instead, he found swarms of ants. And in some, there were snakes.
Snake!
And in some others, there were spiders. And in some, they were beehives. Vimlavati had come with a lot of desires and a little money to buy a shawl.
How much does it cost?
This is only for 10 coins, ma'am.
You are quoting a very high price. Who buys such an expensive shawl in Vijayanagar?
I buy them.
Vimlavati was captivated by the aura of woman. What a silk sari she was wearing. Golden bangles adorned both her hands up to the elbows. Large earrings in her ears. She was none other than the wife of royal astrologer, who could have paid attention to Vimlavati in front of her. Seeing the hospitality towards the wife of the royal astrologer, she reached her home angry with jealousy.
Will you keep writing stories about eagles and crows for just 1 or 2 coins? You have to do something that brings in good money. Why don't you become an astrologer?
Do you think telling the future is a joke?
Just like you write stories with your pen here, similarly, you can just throw this dice and create some stories.
What could Kamlesh say to his stubborn wife? Kamlesh comes to the market with his bag and sets up in a corner on a platform, putting up a board of astrology.
Come here! Know your future! Come here and know your future!
Morning turned into afternoon, but no one came to ask about their future. Kamlesh was just about to leave for home when...
Wait, brother, wait. I have lost a very precious ring given by my husband. Can you tell me where it is?
How can I tell you? Wait, only I can tell you.
Just throw this dice and create some stories.
And then Kamlesh throws the dice.
Vimlavati has put me in a big trouble. What can I say to this woman upon seeing these dice? This looks just like a matchbox.
A matchbox?
Yes, a matchbox.
Yes, matchbox. I remembered. I had hidden the ring in the matchbox and kept it in the cupboard. Thank you, brother. Take this, brother. Keep this as a gift from me.
See, even if you kept writing stories for the whole month, the income would not have been as much as what happened in one day.
What? Has there been a theft?
This chaos was due to the theft. Someone stole 40 boxes filled with diamonds and jewels from the royal palace. Even the royal astrologer couldn't find the thief.
I will need a little more time, my king.
Is there anyone else in our court who can figure out any trace of the thieves?
This man was none other than the husband of the same woman whom Kamlesh had helped to find the lost ring. Knowing this,
Call that young man in the court immediately.
Wait! What are you doing? Where are you taking me? Wait!
He is that young man, my king. I have heard that you make very accurate predictions. Tell me, who committed the theft in the royal palace? Remember, if your prediction turns out to be wrong, you will be put in the jail.
poor Kamlesh got scared after hearing this. He was not really an astrologer. But how could he say that to the king? He started scolding his wife in his mind and threw the dice again.
What do you see, young man?
3.
3? Does that mean 3 thieves have committed the theft?
Yes, my king.
Tell me in which direction they went.
Give me 3 days, my king.
Okay, take your time. But if you can't find the thieves and the treasure even after 3 days, then you better know what will happen to you.
Kamlesh had asked for 3 days not to find the thieves, but to enjoy the home-cooked food. He wasn't an astrologer, but he knew that after 3 days, he would definitely be thrown into the jail. Kamlesh wanted to enjoy his favorite laddus before going to jail.
All this happened because of my greed. Can't we escape?
No, Vimla. There is no way out. I only have 3 days left. Now I will eat the remaining laddus every day and apologize to the king. Then I'll go to the jail myself.
On the other hand, even the thieves had a hint that someone was going to reveal their identity to the king.
Mungi, what if he really tells the king all about us? What do we do?
Neither has anyone seen us entering the palace, nor seen us stealing anything from there. Then how can he reveal our identity? Tell me.
The thieves decided that they would keep an eye on Kamlesh's house.
The first one is finished. Now only 2 are left.
Kamlesh was talking about laddus, but the first thief thought Kamlesh had seen him. The next night, the second thief went to keep an eye on Kamlesh.
The second one is also finished tonight.
The next night, the leader of the thieves himself arrived to find out the truth.
It was fun, Vimla. The last laddu is also finished.
See, Mungi, he is so cunning. For him, clever thieves like us are just laddus.
I'll tell the whole truth to the king tomorrow.
The thieves thought Kamlesh is going to reveal their identity to the king.
Forgive us, brother. We made a mistake. Please don't tell anything to the king.
Kamlesh found out that the 3 sweets he had been talking about for the past 3 days, the thieves thought he was talking about them. Kamlesh's luck by chance worked again this time. The thieves disclosed the location of the stolen treasure to Kamlesh and ran away immediately from there.
My king, my powers are limited. I can either tell you about the thieves or the location of the stolen treasure. So tell me, what would you like to know? About the thieves or the treasure?
Kamlesh got very scared while saying this because after revealing the location of the stolen treasure, the thieves had already escaped. Now what if the king asked him to disclose the identity of the thieves?
The thieves!
What will we do knowing about the thieves? I just want my jewelry back.
Kamlesh's luck by chance work here too. All the stolen jewelry was found at the place mentioned by Kamlesh. The king was happy with Kamlesh and wanted to appoint him as his royal astrologer. But Kamlesh knew that luck by chance works sometimes, but not always.
Forgive me, my king, but all my knowledge has gone in search of this treasure. I am not worthy of this position.
After that, Kamlesh never made any predictions again, nor did his wife insist.
If you like this video, subscribe to our channel Murthy Media.